Hey guys, what's going on? Brent P here again with another quick tutorial for Adobe After Effects. In this one we're going to be doing a motion style title screen or intro scene for an intro, whatever you want to use it for. For the purposes of this tutorial, I just went with a basic text, nothing special. Any changes I did to it will be gone over in here, but other than that, it's just a basic white text. Um, let's go ahead and show you. Like I said, that's basically it, just a quick little title. Or you can use it as a scene in a bigger intro, or however you want to use it. All right. So how we got this? Let's go ahead and get you a new composition, 1280 by 720, black background, doesn't matter. All right. First, you're gonna want to start a new text. Control Shift Alt T, or layer new text, however you go about getting your text layers in. Um, so go ahead and write out whatever you would like. Um, for this, we'll just put test text. Go ahead and center it as best you can. Looks good. All right. Next, what we want to do is we want to go to your text options, just right here. All right. You want to animate. Let's go ahead and use a scale. You'll see it brings it down to animator 1. You're going to want to add to that animator some properties, one being the blur, the actual blur, and the other being opacity. For scale, like I said, or I actually didn't say this yet, go ahead and you can use these values I'm about to use, or do how I did and start just playing around with them yourself, and then you get a more broad understanding of how they work. So I'll go ahead. For now, we're going to go 400 on the scale. Opacity we'll set to it's going to be a low setting. Let's do, oops, let's do 10. All right. And blur, go with 275. I'm just using the values from my other my previous little project. All right. Now that that's set, we're going to want to go to more options. You're going to want to set your anchor point to line. This will put your go ahead, Jay. Bring the blur back down. This will actually set them in a line. See, before they were characters, so they were all bunched together. You're going to want to put them in a line. All right. After you have your anchor point set to line, your grouping alignment on the y-axis, you're going to want to make that -50. This will make your text actually less top heavy. All right, you want to make sure that you are back at the beginning, because next we're going to add in a keyframe. So you want to go to your range selector, and you want to have an offset of +100. And you see it brings your text back. All right, once your keyframe's set, boom, go to about, I say, 1.5 seconds, and then set your offset to -100. And you will see that your text goes in and out. All right, now to stop it from doing this in and out type thing like this, you're going to want to go to your advanced options, shape, right here. You're going to want to ramp down. this will make it come in like we want. Now, notice how the text comes in kind of, I don't know how you want to call it, hard, I guess. To help ease that, go to ease low and just put it for a value of about 90, somewhere up in there. You will notice that it eases on in there to its final spot. Alright, now once that's all done, you can close up all of this. Actually, I'm going to bring it up there. Alright, now we want to make a new solid. To do this, I just hotkey Control Y. Alright, for this solid, I want to just name it let's just name it background. You don't even have to name it if you don't want to for the purposes of this. Of course, make comp size. Now, once again, I'm using the color from my previous project, so I already know the code for it. It's OC2A40, and it's like a midnight blue type color. And we're going to go OK. And you want to bring this down below your text. Alright, next we want to add another solid. Go ahead and name this mask because it's going to actually be a mask. We're going to make this one black. And we want to put the black over the blue background. Go up here to our elliptical tool. If it's not chosen already, just hold down and your little options come up. Ellipse tool. Alright. Now you want to double click the tool, and that'll bring up an actual mask. Alright, now click on your mask layer and click F to bring up the feather. Like I said, this is another thing you can play with. For my feather, I have it set at 500, and you want to make it subtract. That way it goes in like that. And you see this kind of blurriness going on right here? That is from the opacity, I believe, of our text. So let's go ahead and set that to 0. Alright. Now we have the background. So what we want to do next is want to set, let's say 3 seconds. We'll just set our piece to 3 seconds. And you can see there's the text. Now, it looks kind of boring, although this might be, maybe you just want to use this, whatever. To me, it looks boring. So let's go ahead and put some seasoning on this. If you watch my other tutorial for dust, we're going to be using dust. I'm going to obscure it more than normal so it's not like obvious as hell. But first we're going to add a new layer. We're going to name this one Lens Flares, or Flare. I'm just going to be using one for the purpose of this. For the mode, you want to set this to add, so it blends in with your current project. I have Video Copilot's optical flares. A lot of you might not. In that case, go to generate, and there's a lens flare native to Adobe After Effects. Like I said, I have lens flare, so optical flares. If you have optical flares, you know you got to play around with it to get it just how you like. So we're going to go into the options and try to find us something we can use. Natural. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna go. Just gonna jump over here to my other one and see what I used. Excuse me for a second. And I actually don't even see a name for it. But I'll see what it looks like, so let's go ahead and go back to our project. Options. Just bear with me for a second. I really don't remember which one I used. This. Although that might be it. Excuse me. Actually, I believe that's it. Okay, there it is. All right. Now for optical flares, I just like to play around with them, turn brightness and things like that down. Um, if you see here, I'm just messing with the settings on it to gonna give it a little flicker. Oh, wrong button. Let's see what else we got. Brightness. All right. Now we want to move this to about the middle of our composition here. Bring it off camera about that far. All right. So we want to set a keyframe right here for our optical flare to start. Right there. Next keyframe we want is pretty much at the end. We'll have to play around with it. But we basically want to bring it over here. So let's see what that looks like real quick. All right, let's go ahead and reposition our keyframes. Let's try it right there and see what happens. What we're trying to get here is the flare and the text meeting about right there. That looks like it'll work. we're actually going to see if, let's go ahead and keep this thing moving. I'm going to click with shift, you can, it'll pull it in a horizontal line. If you press shift and then click it, as with pretty much everything. Ah, see what I did wrong. See if this will work. Alright, that'll do. That'll do for now, because this is dragging on. Alright. And next we want to, of course, get a camera. Get a new solid. We'll call this one dust. We want to add that so it won't cover the composition. Let's go to effects, trap code particular, and you see our particles that we covered in the previous tutorial. So let's go ahead and emitter. We're gonna let's go 750. We're gonna do our box, linear, uniform. All right, for emitter size, let's go like 17 to 50. Way too much. Hang on. 1725, 1080, 5250. And that'll work. Let's go for emitter velocity, of course, we want to set it to 10. Alright, now let's move on to our particles. Particle size, we want to go 2. Randomize it at 50. Opacity randomize. 50. Opacity overlay. Fourth preset. Color, you can randomize it if you want. I am going to put it on 10. Alright, now let's go to our camera options. Aperture, let's do 75. Blur level, so about 850. Yeah, you want to set your depth of field to on. Actually take our dust, we can't do that. 875. Alright. Aperture 150. Like I said, just keep playing with these till you get it how you want it. Alright, that'll work. Whatever. It's just a tutorial. Alright, let's go ahead and preview this. And there you have it. There is your basic motion blurred text with a few added little extras to it. Hope you enjoyed it. And go ahead, subscribe. Like I said, I'm going to keep doing these little tutorial videos to try to help you guys out a little bit. Don't worry so much about when I was adding the effects. I was just doing that to show What you want to worry about is just up to the point where I added the optical flares. That's what you want to worry about. Get that down, and then you can add all this extra stuff. So um, don't worry too much about what I was doing with the effects and stuff. That was just for me, just to get this thing going good. And like I said, go ahead, subscribe, and I'll keep trying to make these videos as much as I can, and hopefully I'll have another one. Hopefully I'll have another one within the next couple days. But like I said, don't worry about the effects. Get the text down. Add your little effects, anything you would like to add to it, and you have a basic intro screen. Sorry I drug the ending out so much. I was had a family emergency just come up, and I was answering some text messages. But thank you guys for watching. Go ahead, hit that subscribe. I'm gonna keep making these, and I hope you guys enjoy.